Welcome, Cardigan colleagues, Mr. and Mrs. Day, students, distinguished guests, and families. We come together today to close the 23-24 academic year and to celebrate myriad student accomplishments and successes. This ceremony recognizes a year of effort. Students put in long hours in the classroom, in the practice rooms, the studios, the woodshop, the theater, the fields. They learned how to collaborate with their peers in the dorms and on the rink. They learned the thrill of success and how to grow from failure. We have much to celebrate today. We will be led by our next school leader, Tigger Tangler something.
Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. Day, Cardigan faculty, staff, and my dearest Cardigan brothers. We gather here today one final time as a school, with our big brothers heading onto their new exciting adventures, and the rest of us staying or heading off somewhere else. It pains me to say this is our final time together. We, as a community, have achieved success through all of the difficulties, fun through all of the tough times, and unforgettable memories we will remember even after we leave. Throughout this short remark, I want you to rewind to the time when you first came on campus, whether 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, or even a year ago, and think about all of the precious memories you have captured here on the point. The first dawn climb you have done, the times we won against Eagle Brook and celebrated, skiing with one another during the ski holiday, hiking together on Mountain Day, playing music for the concert, and creating incredible artwork that has won amazing awards, and polar plunging into the freezing lake, and so on. This year, I have seen tremendous growth in you all as Cardigan students, as well as being better people, being more courageous, curious, compassionate, empathetic, and nurturing a growth mindset, believing that basic skills can be developed through dedication and commitment. For all that we have learned, I want to thank you, staff, faculty, and lastly, you students. Thank you for making this year memorable. All of us have worked diligently in sports and persisted through our academic endeavors. That is why our community is so successful. We have faced some difficulties through the school year, but it is how we jump back that matters. The challenges that we have faced in the years have made us stronger. Never forget them. With that, our time on the point is ending, but none of us will ever forget this moment. If we were to celebrate some of our achievements this school year, then we would be here the entire day because we have grown so much. But today, we are here to recognize the excellence and the many achievements of students in every grade, from 6th all the way to 9th grade. Now, it is my honor to welcome Mr. Novak to present the Dorm Citizenship Awards.
The Dorm Citizenship Award recognizes students who, in the eyes of their fellow residents, have been the most positive, kind, and helpful citizens throughout the year in their respective dorms. I'll call up each of you one by one. For Banks, Michael Yoon. For Brewster 1, Adlai Nixon. For Brewster 2, Marshall Paul. For Clark Morgan, Sunjun Lee. For Dewar, Anson Lee. For Franklin, Langston Williams. For French 1, Colton Borda. For French 2, Nazar Tatus. For Fennell, Alan Liu. For Greenwood, Fede Lujan. For Hayward 1, Daniel Reed. For Hayward 2, Thomas Tanglert Sumfung. For him in 1, Edgar Choi. For him in 2, Jerry Sun. For McCusker 1, Chun Chung. And for McCusker 2, Charlie Kaplinski. Next up is Mr. Sinclair with the 2024 John Dudley Clark Community Service Award.
Mr. Dudley Clark was a great leader in our community who actively served Cardigan for over 30 years, delivering mail in large packages to student rooms, driving, waiting, and caring for injured boys on hospital runs, and the tradition of handing out donuts at morning break were only some of the ways that Mr. Clark served others. His kindness and great spirit was shared within the Cardigan community as well. He delivered newspapers on Sundays, walked a dog for somebody, and volunteered at our local nonprofits, just like many of our Cardigan boys do. Caillou Mura truly embodied Mr. Clark's actions of kindness and serving others. Whether it was during fall and spring clubs, a visit to Mrs. Gray's house, trail building, or during Big Brother, Caillou was always ready to serve with a smile on his face. The 2023-24 Dudley Clark Community Service Award goes to Caillou Mura.
Next up is Mr. Capistran and Mrs. Silich with the Art Awards.
I'm here to present the 7th Grade Art Award. The 7th Grade Art Award strives to not just award the student with the greatest technical skill or natural talent, but rather the student that shows perseverance, resolve, and growth. Art making, even to those who thrive as creatives, does not often come as easy as it seems. Behind the successes are countless hours of work, often guided by dogged determination. This year's awardee demonstrated a remarkable amount of resolve, presenting ambitious goals, but with the grit and skill to follow through. In looking closely at his work, one can see the care and consideration given. No detail is overlooked, and his commitment and love for his pieces is clear. In celebration of his countless hours of diligent work, I am excited to present Lucas Jimenez Serrano with the 7th Grade Art Award.
First, I want to acknowledge the remarkable pool of talent we have in our 8th grade class this year, with many of them pursuing new directions in drawing, painting, and photography. Cardigan is lucky to have so many notable artists in our community, and I look forward to seeing their continued work next year. Before we recognize the 8th Grade Art Award, I want to welcome a new body of work into Cardigan's permanent collection. This work was recognized as the President's Award at the 2024 New Hampshire Middle School Scholastic Art Award, and this achievement marks a significant addition to our collection, highlighting this student's exceptional talent and dedication to the art world. Congratulations to Sunjun Park and his work titled Florence Duomo. Today, it brings me immense joy to present the 2024 8th Grade Art Award to a young man who embodies the spirit of creativity and excellence here at Cardigan in the arts. In his first year at Cardigan, he discovered a passion for the arts right away, excelling not only in 8th grade art, but also seamlessly integrating into various aspects of the Cardigan life, an impressive feat given the breadth of activities the boys engage in here. During his free time, you'll often find him engrossed in sketching, crafting winning designs for admissions, or the 2024 yearbook cover, or actively participating in the art club, fearlessly submitting his work to the art competitions. His work this year culminated in the breathtaking cougar window painting for faculty appreciation, an embodiment of his passion and dedication. Jaden Lee, your commitment to the arts has not only enriched our community, but also inspired us all. Congratulations on this well-deserved recognition. Okay, 9th Grade Art Award. It's been truly a pleasure working with the 9th graders this year in photography. Witnessing the dedication, creativity, and curiosity displayed in this field has been inspiring. Across all the 9th grade sections, students have demonstrated growth, many going above and beyond, capturing moments outside of class, whether it is in sports or beneath the night sky, and sharing these stories with the community. I sincerely hope that each of you will seize the opportunities awaiting you in the arts as you progress in your next stages of education. This year's recipient of the 9th Grade Award has exemplified dedication and passion, both within and beyond the confines of Cardigan. His commitment to photography has been evident through his numerous solo exhibitions in the Suyi Gallery. Within the classroom, he has not only excelled in his work, but also served as a mentor to his peers, emerging as a leader in the field. I have full confidence that he will leave a lasting impression on his next school, integrating his artistic talents into his future. It's with great pleasure that I announce the induction of his gold key photo titled Truman into Cardigan's permanent collection, and recognized Johnny Shu as the 2024 9th Grade Art Award recipient. Congratulations.
Next up, Mr. Good with the Drama Award.
Good morning. Quoting an underclassman this year, the week before performing in his first play ever, he said, "Mr. Good, I'm not terrified. I'm petrified." Let me assure you, he is still with us, alive and well today. But I would like to thank and praise all the young men and faculty who courageously gave freely of their time to perform on stage in front of a full house, as well as the many students and faculty who helped behind the scenes to give these productions an exceptional look and sound. My admiration for you is boundless. Your courage and energy is the heart of the theater program. I simply manage it, and I'm inspired by what you are able to accomplish in such a short period of time each and every day. One of my favorite quotes about theater is from Oscar Wilde, who said, "Theater is the most immediate way in which a human being can share with another the sense of what it is to be a human being." This year's underclassman recipient exemplifies the growth as a human being that can happen when you dedicate yourself to this craft. You begin to develop confidence, composure, greater self-awareness, and compassion for others. This year's underclassman recipient showed great potential in his first role as a non-human janitor last year in the factory. This year, one could hear the confidence in his voice as he played the advertiser in the radio play Arctic Adventures. And this spring, he tackled the harried stage manager / knavish sprite Puck in Shakespeare's Next Top Fool. We've thrown many challenging roles his way, and he has handled them with courage and grace. This year's Underclassmen Theater Arts Award goes to Christopher Dioki. The Cardigan Mountain Drama Program strives to be inclusive as possible, to provide students and community members with the opportunity to experience the process of putting together a theatrical event for our community. We ask that you show up, give up some of your precious time, step up with courage, and stand up before your peers and present your best work. This 9th grade class has answered that call admirably. So it is somewhat counterintuitive to single out just one of you for recognition when so many have appeared in at least one show on stage or behind the scenes, and several of you have appeared in multiple shows, demonstrating leadership, courage, and dedication. I admire your passion and sacrifice and am grateful and humbled by the participation of the great class of 2024. Today we recognize one from this class, but not without thanking and honoring all who have performed for us so well. This year's recipient burst onto the Cardigan theatrical scene in his audition for the fall production of Arctic Adventures. So confident and composed, he earned our trust and was cast in a role that demanded a great deal of memorization and nuance as the announcer for the radio show. His steadfast approach to learning that role led a strong cast to a fine performance. This spring, he once again was tasked with a prominent role, one that kept the pace of the show going and earned him the People's Choice Award as the Shakespeare's Next Top Fool, as well as Mr. Goodbar. And for his humor, maturity, dependability, and incredible sense of comic timing, this year's 9th grade Theater Arts Award goes to Brad Kim.
Next up, Mr. Franco with the Music Award.
The Music Award is awarded to the student who has first and foremost shown excellence in his music class, and second, gone above and beyond his peers in sharing music with the community and using his talents to abide by Cardigan's core values. While I always knew that this young man showed promise, the young man about whom I have the privilege of speaking today has gone far beyond what I believed that he was capable of last year. His technical abilities, his musicianship, and perhaps most importantly, his on and off stage confidence have skyrocketed. Not even halfway through the school year, I realized that on account of this young man's commitment to musical excellence, he will prosper as one of Cardigan's varsity level musicians next year. This year, this young man swiftly established himself as a paragon of leadership within the strings group, and with his enduring commitment to regular practice, his quirky but morally centered demeanor, and of course his outstanding talent on the cello. His accomplishments this year include serving as our cello section leader for the entire year, being a part of 2 chamber groups and 1 band, and adding a cello track to his class's performance of the nights. I will look forward to music just being one of the manners in which this fellow will lead our community forth next year. For his unwavering dedication to musical excellence, his reliability, his effervescent presence in our program, and who could forget his sartorial recognition, that is Mr. Sun Jun Lee, the underclassmen youth award recipient. The recipient of this year's 9th grade music award has been a staple of our program for the 3 years that he has been here, during which he has capitalized on every musical opportunity that has been offered to him, never faltering in his pursuit of a musical challenge or his devotion to the music program. For 3 years, he was steadfast in our music lessons program, working his way through repertoire that has become significantly more difficult over the course of his tenure at Cardigan. His experience now transcends classical music, having had a brief stint as the keyboardist with the Flaming Microwaves. He is a stalwart of the stage, or the front of the stage rather, having presented a number of solo pieces on the piano during the music concerts, many from his favorite anime films. And most recently, he graced the audience by tackling the iconic, inimitable piano part with his music class's performance of 1,000 Miles in this most recent spring concert. We wish him the best in his future musical ventures. The recipient of this year's 9th grade music award is Mr. Jason Zhao.
Following this is Mr. Bird with the Woodworking Award.
It's been an amazing year, boys, in the shop. Yes, so many students and their projects were considered for this award. The Golden Hammer Award is presented each year to honor the 8th and 9th grade woodworker who best embraces the ideals of the woodworking program and who develops a true spirit of craftsmanship. The prize itself is a sturdy Estwing hammer similar to the one that I used for about 30 years building houses. They last forever, gentlemen. They're a really good prize to hang on to. This year's 8th grade recipient worked on several individual projects throughout the term. He often came in during study halls and open shop opportunities on the weekend. His final project was a segmented cutting board made of maple, cherry, and walnut. It included a juice trough around the perimeter, a detail that introduced him to the wonders and challenges of a plunge router. The board also included a laser burned icon and the name of his mother's baking business. When presented to her, she assumed that he had contracted to have it made. It was made by this year's 8th grade recipient of the Golden Hammer Award, Stevie Wales. Choosing a 9th grade recipient was nearly impossible. There were so many 9th graders who produced beautiful projects and exceeded all expectations. Jerry Sun made a gorgeous 2-tiered jewelry box, a folding table, and a 2-doored whiskey cabinet. That's one student. Ty's American flag cutting board, Ronaldo's 8-sided mug, Leo's mini soccer game box, countless cutting boards and jewelry boxes, baseball bats, gorgeous, they could have been sold. The list goes on and on. This year's recipient made multiple projects, he was working on a second project before he had even completed his first. He made a segmented serving tray using 11 different rows of wood across the bottom that mitered and came up both ends with handles cut into each end. His final project was a 3-rod standing towel rack using several different hardwoods. He donated the rack to the school, and it's currently in the store on display. So if you're in the store today, look around for that, check it out. I can see this guy in the future as a homeowner, building shelving and cabinets and whatever else the house needs. This year's 9th grade recipient of the Golden Hammer Award is Nolan Hackett.
Next up, Mr. Wennick with the Barney Award for Creative Writing.
If you don't know, my name is Mr. Kenny. The Barney Award for Creative Writing competition was established by Friends of Cardigan Mountain School, Mrs. Edward Barney, to honor her husband. The Barneys were neighbors of our campus and regularly walked to enjoy the nature of our beautiful school. On the passing of her husband, Mrs. Barney asked the school to create a creative writing award in honor of her husband because of his love for the written word and especially his love for reading creative stories. This year's competition included 13 submissions by students from each of our 4 grades. The stories were judged for their clarity writing, attention to the prompt, and creativity of their story. The winning essay is about an abandoned boy who perseveres to find salvation on a bus ride. The creative tale is concise, empathetic, and did well to employ the various aspects of the prompt throughout his piece. This year's Edward Barney Creative Writing Award goes to William On. The Addison Memorial Prize for Creative Writing is awarded to the 9th grader that has demonstrated excellence in poetry and prose throughout his senior year. This year's winner of the Addison Prize is Chance Zhu.
Next up is Mr. Frost with the James and Marion Sportsmanship Awards.
Thank you, and thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Day, faculty, staff, and students. I'd like to first thank our parents for sharing you with us and for all their support of you and everything you do in athletics and our entire athletic department staff. I'd also like to thank our coaches and the athletic department staff for all they do for you to make everything possible for an outstanding year. Most of all, I'd like to thank the student athletes. Your hard work, improvement, and the joy you bring to us with your dedication to outstanding and fair play and practice on all of the fields is outstanding and something that we cherish deeply. So thank you to all of you. Coach Marion worked at Cardigan Mountain School as the athletic director, a teacher, coach, and mentor to everyone in our community for 47 years. He was the kind of person we hope all of our boys will grow up to be, as he was always looking to help the other fella first. Coach Marion always had a smile on his face and encouraging words and a steadfast presence of integrity, work ethic, and dedication to his family, friends, and the school. The plaque that hangs in the Marion Athletic Center reads, the James N. Marion Sportsmanship Award, awarded to the student athlete in each grade for their enduring athletic sportsmanship, who in the eyes of the entire coaching staff best embodies the true spirit of the Cardigan Mountain School athletic program. The 2024 James N. Marion Sportsmanship Award for the 6th grade goes to Jackson Dixie. The 2024 James N. Marion Sportsmanship Award for the 7th grade goes to Sosuke Imuzuzi. The 2024 James N. Marion Sportsmanship Award for the 8th grade goes to Colton Borda. The 2024 James and Marion Sportsmanship Award for the 9th grade goes to Davis Jameson.
Next up, Mr. Connolly and Mr. Capro with scholastic recognition.
The academic program at Cardigan Mountain School is rigorous, engaging, and designed for you all. We get you up and out of your seat and encourage you to debate, discuss, test your hypotheses, and think critically from the start of your Cardigan career to the moment that you cross the stage, commencement stage in 9th grade. Along with our outstanding athletic and student life programs, students and families are drawn to our school for Cardigan's excellent academic reputation. We are guided by our mission, core values, and habits of learning. The winners of this year's esteemed Scholastic Awards are also guided by these principles and have demonstrated outstanding scholarship. Mr. Capro and I will now call these students to the stage.
For 6th grade, in science, Thomas Tangler Sumfun. For mathematics, Rex Huang. For humanities, Poon Promphan. For peaks, Finn Lewis. And for world languages, Leo Tao. For 7th grade, humanities, Everett Lowe. For science, Samson Wu. Samson's left campus already. Some of you were present for a small ceremony we had in science class with Mr. Cabot yesterday, so Samson already has his award. For his work in mathematics, Andy Cho. For English as a second language, Sosuke Imizumi. And for peaks, Charlie Costello.
I will now present the 8th and 9th grade awards. For English, Ryan Sands. For math, Cole Brown. For history, Mana Petrini. For science, Branford Chen. For world language, Cam Blatz. For English as a second language, Thomas Choi. And for Peaks, Connor Sullivan. Ninth grade awards. For English, Alex Kernasant. For math, Jaden O. For history, Jerry Sun. For science, Chance Zhu. For world language, Langston Williams. For Peaks, Etu Lindholm.
Next up, Terry Langetig and Davis Jameson for our Outstanding Underclassmen Award.
This year's Outstanding Underclassman is kind, thoughtful, and outgoing. He leads by example, choosing to do the right thing, not because others are watching or because it's the popular thing, but because he knows it will help the community. This young man is a dedicated student, athlete, and citizen. He seeks solutions where he sees problems. He lives our core values and is a role model for community members of all ages. He brightens any space he enters by offering a kind word, a helping hand, or a sympathetic ear when needed. His contributions to our community make Cardigan a better place for all of us. For these reasons, and many more, we are honored to present the 2024 Outstanding Underclassmen Award to
Tigger Tangler Something. Next up is Mr. Connolly with our closing remarks.
Thank you, Tigger. You've done a great job today. Colleagues, Mr. and Mrs. Day, students, parents, siblings, and distinguished guests, I am so honored to be here today to celebrate our students' accomplishments with you. On behalf of the faculty, I want to offer a warm Cardigan round of applause. Please help me congratulate the students for a year of excellence. Before we hear from Tigger and then depart for summer, we're almost there, I have a few things that I'd like to share with you. From my office window in Bronfman, I've got a really unique perspective. I can see two mountains out my window. Well, actually, one is a mountain and one is sort of a large hill. To the right stands Cardigan Mountain, its granite top exposed, reflecting the sunlight. It's an impressive sight, and we're fortunate to see it every day. If you've had the pleasure of climbing Cardigan Mountain, please raise your hand. And I should see a lot of hands. Yes, that's right, me too. For those of you who have not climbed Cardigan, it's a classic New England trail. Steep, straight, muddy, rutted and rooted, wet, and without the niceties of switchbacks or handrails to make the climb easier. It's tough, dirty, and at times the trail gets nasty. And it is absolutely worth the climb. To our student body, Cardigan Mountain is a known challenge. And despite the difficulty, one that they have all accomplished. It represents what is known and what is tradition here. Despite its challenge, it's safe and familiar. I see it as a representation of our traditions at Cardigan and the challenges that you, student body, have overcome. Students at Cardigan have hiked our namesake mountain for decades, and they'll hike it for many more. On Friday evening, the 9th grade will hike Cardigan one last time as students here. I hope you return as alumni and hike it again. Underclassmen, I will see you at the foot of the mountain this fall. Outside my window to the left stands a hillside, part of our school's recent purchase of land. It is significantly lower than Cardigan Mountain's 3,121 feet. Yet, getting to the top of that hillside is also a challenge. A group of faculty, with the help of some students, have been working to clear trails to the top and to envision its future use for our program. Perhaps it'll serve as an extension of our mountain bike program, or an outdoor chapel or classroom. It may even serve as a campsite. But this work is far from complete. Getting to the top of this hill requires mucking through deep mud and running water and some scrambles up granite boulders. It also has a lot of black flies, like a lot, I know. And yet, a climb to the top offers quite the reward. To the south, our campus opens before you. You can see, and you can actually hear the chapel bells. You can see the chapel, you can hear the bells. You can see Wallach's modernist lines and the shimmering beauty of Canaan Street Lake. To the north, if you look hard and the weather is right, you can actually see Mount Washington. Raise your hand if you have climbed to the top of this hillside. There are a few of us, but not nearly as many. So not many of you know what the journey to the top of that hill will bring. I see this hillside as a representation of our unknown challenges, but also of exciting opportunities. The unknown adventures awaiting you this summer. The unknown rigors of 7th, 8th, or 9th grade at Cardigan. The unknown opportunities ahead of you in secondary school. Things will get hard. They will get mucky and they will get messy, demanding and difficult. That is certain. When you face the uncertainty, think back to the lessons that you learned here and how your experience at Cardigan strengthened you. The core values, the habits of learning, and the many, many, many friends and mentors who shepherded you along the way. When you face uncertainty and challenge, I want you to do something. I want you to think back to the first time that you summited the peak of Cardigan Mountain, surrounded by your friends and your teachers. I want you to remember that moment that you stood on that peak and you realized that you did it. I want to offer you my thanks. I'll now return it to next year's school leader, Tigger, for closing remarks and dismissal directions. Thank you.
One last time, I want to express my gratitude to the staff, faculty, and you, students. Thank you so much for such a fun year. And to you, ninth graders, you have an exciting journey ahead of you. Whether you are leaving today, tomorrow, or on Sunday, I hope you know that I am grateful for this community and for sharing this gift with all of you. And for those leaving, remember, the sun may be setting in your Cardigan careers, but your adventure in a different school is only just rising. This year has meant so much to me. The time I spent here with you on the point is priceless, and I'm so glad I'm able to spend it with you. And for those returning students, I cannot wait until next year. With the next group of students returning, I am sure next year will be bright. Now, it is my pleasure to announce the 2023 to 2024 school year has come to an end. Ninth graders, please rise and follow Mrs. Frost and Mr. Sinclair to form a receiving line.
Yeah.